what I wanted in my best French, and after a little while I said, "You can speak English, you know, I'm from Ealing." So we carried on, had our little chat about Ealing, and you do find all the way round that the Bengali restaurants are the ones, and as Keith has said, the Bengali community, and indeed the whole migrant community in Britain and Europe, is a very, very hard-working and very loyal community, and particularly the Muslims in society have been so badly knocked by a lot of mispublicity and ill-informed nonsense over recent years, and I think that it's beholden on us to do a great deal to support the community and to support the industry. I'm delighted with all the sponsors that have offered their support for Curry Life. I was drinking Bangla beer only on Saturday night, and a very fine beer it is too. I wouldn't recommend 7 or 8 because you find the next day you're not quite at your peak. But it's available in so many restaurants. Well, I didn't know. I'm obviously, as you would expect, a very measured person, very temperate, need to take things very, very carefully. I was in another restaurant not long ago in Uxbridge, and I have a few words of Bangla, and I didn't want to try them out on the waiter until I was absolutely certain where he was from. So I asked him, it said Indian restaurant, I said, "Whereabouts are you from?" And he said, "Oh, I'm from Calcutta." And I said, "Oh, well, I've been to India several times. I've been to Delhi and Hyderabad and Mumbai." And I said, "I haven't actually been to Calcutta." He said, "Oh, you should go sometime, it's very interesting." I said, "Well, I've been to Dhaka, which obviously is a fairly..." Oh, he said, "Actually, that's where I'm from, really." Well, it gets more interesting. I said, "Well, you didn't say." He said, "No, but I didn't know that everyone had heard of Dhaka and everyone had heard." He said, "We're an Indian restaurant after all." I said, "Oh, well, I've been to Dhaka several times because I do a lot of work in the European Parliament with Bangladesh, and I was there quite recently, and I went to Sylhet as well." Sylhet, so that's where I'm which was what I suspected in the first place, but it took rather a long time to get there, because Sylhet, I know, and it's a tremendously interesting place. I still haven't worked out quite what all the people are doing there, but it's a society that works with hundreds of thousands of people on the move all the time, and the one thing that you don't find in Sylhet is Indian or Bangladeshi restaurants. They don't seem to exist, so where they are, possibly they're all over here, I don't know. But anyway, but we're delighted that you're here and really commend all that you're doing and your colleagues, because for every chef who's here there must be one who's a near miss and 100 who are doing wonderful cooking and wonderful work in restaurants, which keep London going, keeps this country going, keeps Europe going, providing us with wonderful cuisine, tremendous service above all, and that's something for which we can be proud and grateful. That's why I'm delighted to be here. Thank you very much.
Our chief guest needs no introduction, as I said before. Keith Vance, Member of Parliament. He's a true voice of Asian communities in Britain. Especially, he speaks for thousands of Asian businesses, including restaurants, and I would like to welcome Keith Vance.
Thank you very much, Mr. Pasha. Friends, I'm absolutely delighted to be here this afternoon at this launch of this very important initiative. What is, as you correctly described, as one of the greatest restaurants in this country. And I don't know why he's hovering at the back, but I think Amin Ali, come forward, Amin Ali, so we can see you. As you say, a fantastic role model for the Bangladeshi community, someone I've known for 30 years. This restaurant is very important to me because I proposed to my wife in this restaurant. In fact, just over there, when that lady in pink is standing. So be very careful, madam, if you're single. She actually turned me down the first time. So I had to bring her back, and we plied her with more food. And she said yes. But Amin is such a special person to us, and we're delighted to be here because of the fact that this event is being held here. I'm so pleased to see Robert Evans here. I've known Robert actually for 20 years as well. Unknown to many of you that in my second national election, when I stood for Parliament, for the European Parliament in 1983, Robert was my press officer. It was his first campaign as a press officer. I'm not sure whether he was drinking a lot of Bangla beer. But I have to tell you, I lost the election by 100,000 votes. And he's gone on to great things, and he makes a huge contribution, representing, of course, London, to the work of the European Parliament. And I don't know what Keith Best is on, but he might as well be a Labour MP. He's a champion of the community. I know that poor old Charles Clark, you don't have to write to him anymore. It's John Reed now you're referring to. His life was made miserable when the new rules came out because Keith has campaigned so strongly on immigration issues. And thank you, Keith, for the work that the IAS does. We would like a bigger branch in Leicester, please, because so many people are consumers of your service. And Keith, of course, is constantly raising issues which we, as loyal members of the Labour Party, can't raise because we are supportive of the government on most issues. And he gives us a lead, and thank you for doing that. And we agree with everything that you've said about managed migration and the need for us to move forward. As for Murad, we talked about role models. The most senior Bangladeshi in national life in this country, coming here today representing the mayor. One day we will see a Bangladeshi as mayor of. But don't write that down because you'll be in trouble with Ken. And I'm glad to know that Ken's going off to Mumbai. Tell him we don't have a congestion charge in but I hope we manage to get him over to Dhaka and also to Islamabad at the same time, because that interaction is so important. Tony Blair said very recently that the reason why London won the 2012 Olympics, and we're all in the afterglow of the World Cup, and you can see how wonderful that's going to be for us in 2012, in the East End, in the centre of the Bangladeshi community, the British Bangladeshi community, is because of the diversity of London. And one of the most important factors is food. I love food, as you can see. Some of the chefs love food as well. And to have turned out 4 magnificent chefs for this process is coming up. And I can tell you the last time I was in the Dhaka Sheraton was with Amin Ali, when he was promoting the Festival of Bangladesh, and I went to my first visit to Sylhet, and we eventually managed to open up the new visa centre that was there, because I couldn't understand why people had to travel from Sylhet to Dhaka. I know it's Dhaka. In order to make their applications. So it's great that we've got that centre there, and Keith obviously was part of making sure that the government did that. But this is a great initiative. I wholeheartedly support it. I look forward to getting a full report on the event, and we look forward, I know, to tasting some of this magnificent food that is going to be made available. In my other life, I chair informally the Tiffin Club in the House of Commons, which is a organisation that meets once a year for members of Parliament to nominate their favourite South Asian restaurant. And 100 MPs nominated their favourite restaurant this year. And next year, I should think there'll be even more. I hope that by doing this event, and all the other events that go on, I know Amin is very forceful. This restaurant, if you ever look at the visitors book for this restaurant, I think the entire cabinet has eaten here, including the Prime Minister. And I think the entire shadow cabinet has also eaten here. And Mr. Livingston has eaten here a great deal, which shows that he